like a new one. Hey, it's Brock here from Rock Hill Farms, and I'm out here today to look at this old tractor that is kind of unique compared to anything I've seen before. This is owned by my father, who got it from his father, and I think it's kind of cool and maybe something you guys haven't seen before. So you want to tell them a little about it?
I'd done some research. I had no idea Toro made a big tractor. I thought they were just riding and push mowers. But come to find out, they have a long history of making large mowers for golf courses and football fields and large landscaping, and they still do it even now. They used motors out of different vehicles. First time I saw it, I thought it was a homemade tractor because there's a Chevy 256 cylinder in it, a 4-speed transmission, and what looks like a truck dually rear end. The nice thing about this, what attracted me to it, besides the fact that it had been my dad's, was the fact I can go to any parts store and get parts for the engine or transmission, or because it was made of common everyday parts.
And so the first time I was told about this tractor, I didn't own one or have much interest in them. And the way he kind of described it to me was that someone had almost taken a truck and turned it into a tractor, and you know, it's got a Woods backhoe that doesn't match it. He made the pallet forks himself, and I kind of called it like the Frankenstein tractor. But as rough as it looks, it hasn't been that long ago that he's actually used this, and he wants to go back to using it. So hopefully we don't have too much trouble getting it started today. But I had no idea that Toro made a tractor ever, or that there was any kind of machine like this mass produced.
Something I found interesting was that originally the name Toro was thought up because they made motors for a tractor company called Bull Tractor. So the name Toro was what they chose to go along with that. And that was like in 1914, and they're still in business.
They've made these over a lot of different years, and he was guessing that this might be from the 70s, but we don't know that for sure. The plate on it is almost unreadable, so take a little bit more research to really narrow that down.
And I know the relative year because of different features of the Chevy 6-cylinder that came out at different times. So it's probably early to mid 70s.
We probably won't be able to do everything with it today, even if we get it started and running, because on the backhoe, for instance, a lot of the hydraulic lines are bad and would have to be replaced to really use that. But like I said a minute ago, this entire unit has been fully functional not very long ago. So my dad's gonna mainly take the lead on getting this started because I don't know a thing about it, but I'm guessing we'll start with the battery and some fuel. Is there any kind of a placard on here that says the manufacturer of the loader?
I think there might be something on.
It says Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Anybody know who manufactures in Sioux Falls, South Dakota? He was telling me he doesn't think this came with a loader.
It says
so.
Do-All
loaders. I'll have to Google that on the way home.
Handling equipment. Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Yeah, I had a little toolbox in the truck I was actually going to mount on one of my trailers. I don't know what's in there, but I'll go see.
Wrong side. It's been a while since I messed with it, so I don't remember things. Where everything's at. Got a prop rod right there that holds that. Get the sticks out of the alternator. The grass that's grown up through it. Maybe. Oh, the key's missing.
This doesn't take a screwdriver key?
Well, it's just about that simple. It's a regular lawnmower key. You can get them anywhere. It's one of the reasons I left the key in it, because it anybody that wanted to steal it could bring a Murray key or anything. I mean, it would. Who knows? I might even have something that'll turn it. If not, I'm pretty sure I know where I can get my hands on one.
This is a modern mower key here. It's John Deere though.
It's the older style.
Yeah.
Your John Deere key will work in my Cub Cadet. I mean, they're that universal.
See, that's turning, I think, with nothing that fits at all.
we got it making noise. Let me just get the mud dauber out of there.
Yeah. You gotta take any solids out of the throttle body.
Put it backwards. Yeah, now we're not making battery connection. And that's why it was working. Let me go ahead and get the gas tank set in place.
So the fuel tank's not on it right now. It's being run with a hose stuck into a gas can, just to see if it's gonna work.
I don't think it's sucked up the gas from the, hope the fuel pump's still okay. Sometimes when they set for long periods of time, the fuel pump can go bad. The rubber's inside of it dry out. Seems to be running just long enough to use up the gas that I poured into it.
Yep. Like a new one.
And Max machine. Oh, that's not good.
This is why we can't have nice things. Sure your hose is down in there.
Yeah,
that's the extent of my diagnostics right there.
Give me that gas jug bottle I just put over there. It ran long enough. I thought the pump had pumped fuel up there, but I don't know.
Yeah, there was a big old mud dauber dirt clod in there. He got about 2/3 of it. That's all you really need. I need to get up and try to pull you with the truck or something?
This is one of the features of this type of tractor. They didn't have knobby treads on the back because you didn't want to tear up the golf course.
Yep.
But it's a downside if you're using it for other things.
So he's got R3s on here. If he'd get some R4s or Versaturfs, then we'd be going already.
Yeah.
We'll see if that. We'll see if that old junk Dodge truck of mine can help get it moved.
The steering is so tight, I wonder if some stuff isn't rusted up. I couldn't hardly turn it.
Yeah, that's probably, you need to go through a few things, make sure you got some oil and some grease on a couple places.
Well, and I know the hydraulic fluid is low because it wouldn't hardly lift the forks. When I was researching, the ones back in the early 30s would go down the highway at 40 miles an hour. If the steering was good on this, you could probably drive it down the highway because it's basically a 1-ton truck shortened up and made stronger.
Now, what I see when I look at it is I'd buy one of those Artilian fork frames for $800.
Yeah.
Weld that sucker on this pallet fork frame.
Yeah.
And then you can use anything I've got. You just need to get a diverter valve for your hydraulics.
The two things that I'd be most interested in is a good stump bucket and that adder grapple.
Yep.
Those things, when I watched your videos, just blew me away. I want those, but I probably won't.
So actually, that precision manufacturing adder grapple would require no fabrication at all, because it sets on the ground, you drive your forks into it, and then tighten bolts down onto the forks, and it's automatic. There's no, it would go on there right now. All you would have to do is put
it's just a third function.
You'd have to put a third function on. It's about $500. $1,500 you could have a grapple on your pallet forks.
Well, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
Because I've got some work like that I need to do.
Well, I think it's a cool old machine. We'll probably play around with this a little bit more, but I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links over here to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.